Good evening and welcome back. Good to see you again. Welcome to another very Bella Christmas. Now, yesterday we channeled our inner Jack and Ori, secret TV kids presenters, I think, and donned the elf outfits and read you a Christmas story. Great fun, but I think today we want to hand over to the real professional storytellers, and none other than the brilliant Hamish Macdonald.
Now, so many of you will know Hamish through his appearances and his association with Belladrum over the years, but particularly for his breathtaking rendition of the Belladrum poem as part of our summer virtual festival. It was a real highlight for so many of us. Well, tonight he's back. We're delighted that he's joining us. He's going to be reading a story, The Yule Tree, in Scots, which is about a girl's search for the perfect Christmas tree for her mum's Christmas Day.
The Yule Tree. It was late December and the cranrach was skinkling in the lawns. A yellow half moon heased itself into the late afternoon sky, and it minded Carla and the wee lemon slice Mammy would sometimes hae wi' her gin. This clear cold weather made a welcome change for yon dreich bloustery stuff that seemed to have blown in for weeks. There'd even been a wee bit of snow, just a licht powder that had vanished for the lawns, but still bed in the grass verges and up in the parks, leaving the yows to snouk about the tussocks for a bite, until the farmer had came and dropped a trailer of neeps to keep them happy. Carla went ben the hoose and fun Mammy in a bit of a tiz. "You all right, Mammy?" "No, bairn, I wish I was." "How was Dane?" "What's doing? Christmas is the morn and it's going to be a disaster, that's what's doing. I've barely been able to get the presents together, gi'en all the carry on we've been through. All this and your da away offshore." "Aye, and no only was da away offshore, he was away on the other side of the world somewhere and he'd been away for weeks. Then Mammy had tested positive for coronavirus and they to self-isolate. Stuck ben the house for 2 weeks with the rain skelping off the windies. All in all, it'd been a gey course time. And now, Christmas had caught up with him. "Disaster," said Mammy again. "We hadn't even got a tree and nae turkey in for the morrow." "So what'll we have for Christmas dinner then, Mammy?" "I'll hae a wee rake in the freezer. It'll most likely be tatties and salmon." "Ah, tatties and salmon will be fine, Mammy." To be honest, Carla thought turkey was a bit kinda gash anyway, and wasn't that fussed. And as for Brussels sprouts, whoa, thon was an annual punishment, and you just ate them out of politeness. It was mere the tree that bothered her. It was aye good to have a tree, eh? Then she minded in something, and she'd a cracking wee idea. "Mammy," she goes. "Aye, what is it?" "Ma, see when I took Rosa up the wood for a wee walk earlier on, there was this big tappy of fir tree that had been broke off for the storm. It's just lying in the grun. It'd make a right good Christmas tree, so it would." But Mammy still seemed fairly distracted with herself, wrapped up in all this Christmas palaver, and no being able to see the wood for the trees. So Carla told her again. "What," says Mammy, "a bit of a tree? How would you get it back here?" "I'll gie Jamie a shout," she says. "We could take a sledge and put it on that." "Oh, aye. Go on away on the road then and see if Jamie will help you. And take the dog with you. She could do with another wee bit of exercise." Carla and Jamie pulled the sledge up the forest path with the black Labrador following ahint them, then running ahead. Rosa the dog loved the snow. It seemed to heighten all her senses. She snoked about with her tail in the air. Even though there'd only been that wee dust in the snow, the grun was iron hard, and the sledge skated along nae bother, even though it was just one of they plastic ones. It was kind of magic with snow on the branches of the fir trees and the stars coming out. A wee wren was chirping out a sang that rang clear in the cold air. Then a robin perched on a branch, making a Christmas card of the whole scene. After a bit, they veered off the path and up a break to where Carla had seen the broken tree. Frae here, you could see o'er the firth to the snow-whitened bens. Look, goes Jamie, pointing his finger. What is it? Says Carla, seeing his finger pointing away into the distance. See yon. It looks like a star, but it's got a tail trailing off it. Carla looked, and then she seen it. It looks like a comet, goes Jamie. But as far as I ken, there's no comets due in the Earth's orbit. No round about now, anyway. Carla thought Jamie was a bit kind of funny, but in a good kind of way. He kent about things like that, like when things were going to happen in the next skies. A few weeks back, they'd went out and seen a meteor shower. That was magic. Then Carla goes for a laugh. Hey, Jamie, maybe that's Santa on his sled, starting to make his way around the world to drop all the prezzies off. Jamie looked a bit too serious to take her up on it, but then he agreed, giving a wee grin. Aye, maybe it is right enough. Santa and all the reindeers. Then they couldn't mind the names of the reindeers, except for Rudolph. And funnily enough, was there no actually one called Comet? So they made up some reindeer names. Chancer, Romancer, Donner, Honors, Bammer, Brammer. They found the broken top of the fir tree, dragging it along the grun, then loading it onto the sledge. It gied off a braw smell, with the sap for the branches sticking to your horns. Then they hied it back, with somebody pulling the sledge, and somebody to hold the tree steady on the back. After a bit, they realised Rosa wasn't with them. Carla turned round and gave her a shout, then Jamie gave a whistle. After a wee minute, the dog appeared, no a hint, but in front of them, with the biggest, boniest cock pheasant you ever seen in your puff, clamped in her jaws. Rosa, you midden! Jamie prized the dog's jaws open and held up the beautiful birdie. Is it deed? Says Carla. Aye, goes Jamie, as the birdie gied a couple of wee jerks, then puggled out. It is now. What are we going to do with it? What do you think, says Jamie. We're going to take it home to yours. But who does it belong to? Well, it'll belong to the crows and the buzzards if we leave it here. What will we do with it? What do you think, goes Jamie. Did you not say something about your man having a turkey in? My dad kens how to skin fezes so we can get it prepared. They took the tree back and Jamie took the end off it with a saw so as it would sit nice and square in a pot. Then they decorated it with baubles and tinsel. Mammy was amazed they hadn't just brought back a tree, but a birdie and all. And Christmas Day, that bird smelt braw cooking in the oven, with strips of bacon out of it, tatties roasting alongside, parsnips, carrots. Oh, and these tasty wee onions cried shallots. The perfect dinner for twa. Aye, and miles better than turkey and sprouts. Carla ta'en a drink for her fizzy juice to wash down the meal, giving Rosa extra treats for providing the Christmas dinner. In a few days, Da would be home for Nerdy. Och, aye. Maybe things was going to turn out all right after all.